Bill Gates, an entrepreneur and businessman, and his business partner Paul Allen founded and built Microsoft, the world's largest software company, through technological innovation, astute business strategy, and aggressive business tactics. In the process, Gates became one of the world's wealthiest men. Gates announced in February 2014 that he was stepping down as chairman of Microsoft to focus on charitable work at his foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. But despite his charitable work and internet exposure, there are many aspects of Gates that are unknown to many. Find out in this video as we take you on a journey through his life. Let's begin with the early years of Bill Gates. Gates grew up with his older sister, Christiane, and younger sister, Libby, in an upper-middle-class family. When their father, William H. Gates Sr., met his future wife, Mary Maxwell, he was a promising, if somewhat shy, law student. She was an athletic, outgoing University of Washington student who was deeply involved in student affairs and leadership. The Gates family was close and pleasant, and all three children were encouraged to be competitive and strive for excellence. Gates demonstrated early signs of competitiveness by organizing family athletic games at their summer house on Puget Sound. He also enjoyed playing board games and was an expert at Monopoly. Few people have close relationships with their mothers, but Bill Gates is one of them. Gates had a very close relationship with his mother, Mary, who devoted her time to helping raise the children and working on civic affairs and with charities after a brief career as a teacher. Let's move on to the education period and some fun things about Bill Gates. As a child, Gates was an avid reader, spending many hours poring over reference books such as encyclopedias. Gates' parents began to worry about his behavior when he was about 11 or 12. His grades were good, but he seemed bored and withdrawn at times, and his parents were concerned that he would become a loner. Like many other successful tech entrepreneurs, Gates was a college dropout. He left Harvard University in 1975 to fully devote himself to Microsoft. Let's go into the depths of it. Despite their strong belief in public education, Gates' parents enrolled him at Seattle's exclusive preparatory Lakeside School when he was 13 years old. He excelled in nearly all of his subjects, particularly math and science, but also drama and English. Gates spent more of his time in the computer lab than in class. He didn't really have a study regimen. He got by on a few hours of sleep, crammed for tests, and passed with reasonable grades. So how does meeting and partnering with Paul Allen start? Gates met Allen, who was 2 years his senior, in high school at Lakeside School. Despite being extremely different individuals, they became fast friends after discovering their shared love for technology. Allen was quieter and reserved. Gates was tenacious and occasionally confrontational. Despite their differences, Allen and Gates collaborated frequently on programs in their spare time. At the age of 15, Gates and Allen founded their own company and created TrafoData, a computer program that tracked Seattle's traffic patterns. They made $20,000 as a result of their work. Gates' parents wanted him to graduate from high school and continue on to college, where they hoped he would pursue a career as a lawyer. Despite this, Gates and Allen decided to create their own business. Now on to establishing Microsoft. Gates and Allen established Microsoft in 1975 as a combination of microcomputer and software. They dropped the hyphen within a year. The first item produced by the business was basic software for the Altair computer. Although the business had a rocky beginning, by 1979, Microsoft was making about $2.5 million. Gates positioned himself as the company's leader at the age of 23. He oversaw operations and served as the organization's spokesperson with his expertise in software development and great business sense. Every line of code the company released was personally examined by Gates, who frequently rewrote code himself when he deemed it essential. Even if his foundation occupies the majority of his time, he says he's still working with Microsoft on its personal agent, which will remember everything and help you go back and find things, and help you pick what things to pay attention to. Microsoft software for IBM PCs. Gates was constantly working and praising Microsoft software programmers as the computer industry expanded and firms like Apple, Intel, and IBM created hardware and components. He frequently brought his mother along. Mary served on various business boards, including IBM's, and was well-known and well-respected. Gates first connected with the CEO of IBM through Mary. Midway through 1981, Gates and Allen incorporated Microsoft, and Gates was named CEO and board chairman. Allen was appointed as executive vice president. In 1983, Microsoft opened operations in Japan and Great Britain as part of its global expansion. Its software was utilized by 30% of PCs worldwide. Gates says if Microsoft hadn't worked out, he probably would have been a researcher for artificial intelligence. A good competitive reputation in the industry. Despite Microsoft's prosperity, Gates never truly felt secure. Gates acquired a fierce desire and competitive spirit by always looking over his shoulder to see how his rivals were doing. Because of his brilliance, Gates was able to understand the software industry from all angles, including corporate strategy and product development. He created a profile of all the potential scenarios and ran through them, asking questions about everything that might happen while examining any company decision. Microsoft Office, a system that combined office productivity programs like Word and Excel into a single platform that was compatible with all Microsoft products, was released in 1989. Bill Gates' personal life. Melinda French, a 23-year-old Microsoft product manager, drew Bill Gates' attention when he was 32 years old in 1987. Melinda, who is extremely intelligent and organized, was a fantastic fit for Gates. Their bond strengthened over time as they realized they had close-knit minds. Melinda and Gates wed in Hawaii on January 1, 1994. They took a break in 1995 to travel and gain a fresh perspective on life and the world after the tragic loss of his mother to breast cancer just a few months after their wedding. Jennifer, their first child, was born in 1996. Their second daughter, Phoebe, was born in 2002, and their boy, Rory, was born in 1999. Bill Gates' personal wealth. At the age of 31, Gates became a millionaire overnight when he took Microsoft public in March 1986 with an IPO at $21 per share. At the time, Gates owned $234 million of Microsoft's $520 million in shares, or 45% of the company's 24.7 million shares. The value of the company's shares grew throughout time, and it was split multiple times. Upon the stocks reaching a share price of $90.75 in 1987, Gates became a billionaire. Since that time, Gates has consistently been at the top of Forbes' yearly list of the 400 richest Americans, if not at the top. When stock prices reached an all-time high in 1999 and the stock had increased eightfold since its initial public offering, Gates' net worth momentarily exceeded $101 billion. Today, Bill Gates' net worth is $111.6 billion. But despite his immense wealth, Gates says his kids will only inherit $10 million each, just a fraction of his $90.9 billion net worth. Leaving kids massive amounts of money is not a favor to them, he says. That's it for today. We hope you found our video interesting. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching and see you next time.